What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at 19,172. We're up 0.03%. And what I want to do is look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, up a little bit closer here, because what's happening is the candles now, they're getting tight again. We're in that pennant formation. The volume's dropping off. So typically that's when a move's going to happen. Now, being in this little pennant here, it's about a 50-50 shot which way we're going to go. You got a little bit better of a shot because we'd be going with the uptrend here in the shorter term. We've been in this uptrend, so we're going to see if this is just continuation to try to get up through, we'd call it roughly 19,431, then up to around 19,580, and then all the way up to around that 19,936. But that's going to take buying pressure. But this would be nice out of a pennant like this. If we do get that heavy volume to the upside there, that's where we could go back up here and try to test some of those all-time high levels around 19,936. Now, we still have to be cautious of the downside here. And support-wise, I'd be looking at 19,074. You could put an alert in there. Next area I'd look at is around 18,846 would be the support areas if we do have a downside breakout. And remember, for that upside breakout, you want it to be on heavy buying pressure so that you can get up through some of those levels. And why we're looking at this and seeing if it's going to be continuation as the candles are getting tight here. Also, we're up above our 20 EMA, we're up above our 50, we're up above our 100 and our 200, and we had a cross of that 100 up through the 200 there. The RSI is at 51, so we're very neutral, and that's what's happening here in this little pennant formation. But this is a lot of overhead resistance. If you track this back, I mean, we started really trying to test up there around that 20,000 back in November 30th. So it's been about half a month now that we have not been able to get up through that area. So that's why a pattern like this is significant, because if that heavy volume does come in, that would make sense right in this spot here. And you've seen it before, guys, these sticks right here, something along these lines where they just really pop up hard to the upside. And if we can get up above that 20,000, then it's blue sky breakouts. But that's if all these things can happen. I'm telling you what to look for. If there is heavy volume that we get breaking out of this pennant formation, that could be a good thing for us to try to get over top of those overhead resistances. But you have to protect yourself as well. So there's some people who will wait for the breakout, for the confirmation, then they'll jump in. And then there's other people who will jump in when they see the candles getting very tight and the volatility shrinks, and they'll basically pick a side. They'll say, I'm going to the upside or the downside, and say you're going long here. They'd put their stop loss in, and they'd have their risk to reward, and they'd try to, play it like that. And if it does break to the downside, then they lose a little bit, and you reevaluate the situation. Because sometimes these moves out of here are so violent and they can take place in a matter of like 5 minutes. You can really miss it by like 5 minutes. So that's why sometimes you do have to take a little bit of a gamble and say, hey, I'm going to try this with the tight stop loss when the candles get tight and see if you can get that opportunity. And then you can always reassess the situation. But as we're looking at things here on the 1 hour time frame, I want you to be aware of that so you can kind of set some alarms up in here. See if we can get over that 19,421. In terms of support, we need to hold roughly up above this 200 moving average if we have a downside breakout. And that would be at about 18,753 would be the area that I'd be looking at if we move to the downside. But the RSI here at 51 being very neutral, there's plenty of room either direction. It's really just going to depend on where the market makers are going to push this market right now. And we'll just see if we continue in this short-term uptrend here, since we have the moving averages and the trend in our favor. Now, if we go out to the 1 day time frame, take a look at this. And also, guys, if you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. Just kind of wanted to give you a little warning there that some volatility could be coming up. And in this space, anything can happen. So, be aware of that. On the 1 day time frame, the RSI is at 58 right now. Our volatility stop would be at about $18,000. We had a bullish engulfing candle here. The only thing it was missing was the heavy volume. We didn't have a ton of heavy volume right there. So we need buying pressure to continue to get up through these higher levels. Does that make sense? Just like here, when we crashed down, we tried to get back up to that higher level. We failed, came back down higher low. Now we're trying to go back up there, see if we can get that higher high. If we take a look at the technicals, we're still up above the 20 EMA on the 1 day, the 50, the 100, and the 200. So for the technicals, we have a 2-sell 9 neutral 17 buy. This on the 1-day time frame. Oscillators 2-sell 8 neutral and a 1 buy. So some of these oscillators here, you can see the momentum in the MACD are still a sell. Awesome oscillator is going to be a buy for Bitcoin. But going back to that 1 hour time frame here, this is what I want you to pay attention to, this consolidation here. There's going to be a move. It may be tomorrow morning, maybe tonight. You know, it could go on another day or two, but we're going to get one of those explosive moves. So prepare yourself. That's all I'm trying to put out there, that there could be some volatility. So I always like to put that out there for people. If you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.